Asker is asking, what century did they actually start wearing tartans?
Mr. Historian?
Whoa, okay. To some extent, this depends on how you define tartan and they. If you're talking about clans and clan identification, that's a recent phenomenon. It really didn't take off until the 19th century. If you're talking about tartan itself as a technology and as a thing, it actually goes back to the Stone Age. The earliest examples of what we can consider a tartan, that is to say, a pattern of warp and weft threads in different colors to form that kind of checkerboard-like pattern. Actually, the earliest ones we found are on the bodies of mummies in a valley, which of course I'm forgetting the name of now, in central China, which was a trading area, and a lot of different peoples from different parts of the world settled there, and we found actually pieces of tartan fabric which looked remarkably like Scottish tartan, actually, and it dates to something like 5000 BC. Now, the oldest tartans in the more Celtic tradition, there's some examples which go back to the Roman times. There's a statue of a Roman emperor which shows, or showed at one time, him taking home a Celtic captive, and one part of the statue actually has the checkerboard pattern of the cloth of his pants, in other words, tartan, done as a mosaic, and that's one of the oldest surviving fragments we have from that time period. And then after that, you have the Falkirk specimen, which is a tartan. We consider it tartan, but it looks to modern eye, it looks more like a tweed, because it's more like a herringbone kind of a pattern. But it falls into the realm of those things anyway. And that, I believe, is also, that's late Roman, early Dark Ages.
And that was found in a jar in a bog or something?
Yes, it was used as a liner in a jug which had a silver hoard in it. Okay. Basically, somebody had stowed away some Roman coins and hid them from the bad guys coming, and they stuffed the jar with some of this fabric. And that is about the oldest. So, and there's actually a blog article about this on our website with a few cool pictures I found. It's really fascinating. It really, when I talk to reenactors, I have to explain that it basically, it depends on what time period you're representing, how you want the tartan itself to look, because it varied over time. We know they were wearing it consistently up through the Middle Ages because we have some written accounts of like order sheets that basically say, buy certain yardage of this cloth for Lord so-and-so. Exactly what it looked like isn't necessarily recorded, and there's no record of clans having individual tartans until, like I said, like the 18th century at the earliest, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully that answers the question. I could go on about this for a long time.
I think it's thorough.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
More than me.
So yeah, it's the more complex and more fun tartans generally are 18th, 19th century and modern. But tartan as a technology is global, and this Celtic tartan goes back to the Bronze Age at the very least.